uh, purely SQL, purely SSRS reporting services. Okay, so definitely for SSRS reporting, so you have to know about the SQL also. Like for example, if you want to fetch the data, if you want to present the data in SSRS, so you have to write down some stored procedures and queries. Okay,
Okay.
so that is the main requirement here. And apart from these technical, these are the technical things. Okay, so apart from these technical, so you have to communicate with your clients, okay, for getting the some business requirement, like what kind of reports they are expecting. Okay, and what exactly the requirement. Okay, it's a kind of a small role for a business analyst also. Okay, requirement
Okay.
gathering. Okay, so once you are getting the requirements, okay, so based on that
Mm-hmm.
requirement, you have to design the ESSRS reports. So if you want to design the SSRS reports, yes, you can design, but the main challenging thing inside here is how to get the data from SQL Server. That is the main challenging thing. So you have to write down some queries. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and one more challenging thing is, so if your database is having a huge amount of data,
Okay.
so in that situation, definitely that queries are taking too much time to render this report and to fetch the data. Okay,
Okay.
so in that scenarios, how to improve the performance of these SSRS reports and these queries. That is the main thing for SQL tuning and data profiling.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me what exactly what are the what you know in SQL Server and SSRS. Do you have any minimum idea about SQL Server or SSRS? What do you know? What are the topics you know in SQL Server?
Yeah, I have a minimum knowledge in SQL Server as well as SSRS reporting.
Okay,
So
so
I know the definitions. I know store procedure, how to create the store procedure, not in a critical or complex store procedure, a simple store procedure, not by using the store procedure, not by using the parameters. I just know
okay, just now the basic how to create the syntaxes of the
yeah,
stored procedures, right?
syntax and how to. Yeah, I created a simple store procedures, but those are not any complex.
Right.
So
So
yes, I know.
basically, the thing, the complication that's depends on your database and your requirement. Okay, so we can't judge this is the complicated and this is the this procedure. If you are learning and you can write down other procedures, that is not correct way. So one thing I can say here, first thing you have to know SQL, then T-SQL. Okay, what is SQL? Under the SQL, there are main commands are DML commands and DDL commands. You know what are the DML and DDL, right?
Yes.
And so the DML commands are data manipulation commands and DDL commands are data definition commands. So in interview, I don't know how much, how many years of experience you are going to mention in your resume.
I mentioned 8 years.
Yes, so definitely if you are 8 years of experience, they will ask some high level questions only. Okay,
Okay.
not like a DML, what are the DML statements, what are the DDL statements, they don't ask these kind of questions.
Okay.
So mostly they will ask a questions like on T-SQL, not on SQL. Okay, the SQL is very basic things, right? What are the DML commands, DDL commands? Okay, what are the functions?
Mm-hmm.
So the functions in the sense aggregate functions, string functions, okay, and date functions. Okay, and
Okay.
what are the data types?
Print, float,
Yes.
string,
So
char.
in the data types, you have to know one thing is what is the difference between char, varchar, comma, and varchar. Do you have any idea the difference between this character, varchar, and varchar?
Yeah, character is means it will accept only fixed length, and nvarchar means depending on uh, nvarchar means if suppose you declared as the nvarchar of 100.
Mm-hmm.
So if whenever you insert the data into that particular column, if it
Okay.
is not matching that 100 characters, or if it is 20 character length,
Okay.
then it
Okay.
will shrink the database to that level, not to not to, it won't give that much space, 100 characters or that much space.
Yeah.
Varchar it will give 100 character space, and varchar it won't give. It will change the length accordingly, and character is it's a fixed length.
Yeah, that's correct. But one mistake here is, so you said char and varchar both are fixed length, right? You mean if you are assigning 100 characters, so whether you are inserting 20 characters or 30 characters, it is occupying 100 characters, you said, right? So
Yes.
that is only applicable for character only. Okay. So
Okay.
varchar and varchar are both same functionality.
Oh, okay.
The char data type only taking fixed length. Okay, the
Okay.
character and nvarchar both are varying the data. So based on your how many characters you are inserting, so that many number of bytes only it is occupying. The remaining it will release. Okay,
Okay.
but what is the difference between this varchar and nvarchar? So the varchar data type is a non-unicode data type. What do you mean by non-unicode? So the non-unicode in the sense it is accepting the data types, the data like English languages, these kind of languages. Okay, and Unicode data type. This is nvarchar is the Unicode data type. So it is accepting some special characters also. If you are trying to
Okay.
insert inside the varchar, like at the rate, yeah,
Okay.
this kind of it is not allowing. And one more thing is the nvarchar data type we are using to insert some different languages like Japanese,
Oh, okay.
Korean. Okay, because so these nvarchar data type only it is accepting this kind of languages. The reason is this Japanese language it is different, right?
Yes.
It is very different, and those are very space consuming characters. So each character it is taking 2 bytes.
Mm-hmm.
Our English language, for example, if you are trying to insert your name Chaitanya in English, it is taking each character single byte. But this Japanese
Yes.
Korean languages are taking one character 2 bytes. Okay, so the max length of this var character is 8,000 characters you can insert. If you want to
Okay.
specify the number of bytes, so 8,000 bytes. 8,000 bytes means each byte one character, and for this one also 8,000. If you are trying to insert Japanese Korean language, it is taking 4,000 characters only. You can insert our English language also in nvarchar. It is supporting, it is behaving like a varchar, and at the same time if you are trying to insert this Japanese or Korean, it is behaving like one character 2 bytes. Okay,
Okay.
and if you are not specifying anything inside here, you are just mentioning nvarchar and varchar, that means it is taking 1 byte. It is allowing only one character. Okay, so what is the max? For example, if you see, sometimes you can observe varchar max. What is this meaning? How much how many characters it is occupying? It is allowing 2 GB of the data.
Okay.
If you are specifying like varchar max, it is almost occupying 2 GB, up to 2 GB. Okay, and one more difference in date time and date time too. So do you have any idea the difference between these two data types?
Yeah. A date time means so date, minute, hours, minutes, seconds, and it will accept nanoseconds of 3 bytes only, three digits,
Yes.
and date time too, it will accept 7 digits of the nanosecond
Yeah, that's correct. Very nice. So the
technology.
date time it is allowing up to 3 digits only in the milliseconds. Okay, not seconds, milliseconds. Okay, and this date time too is allowing more than 3. And one more difference is, so you, if you want to insert any date into the date time data type, so it is allowing only greater than 17th hundredth year. If you are trying to insert the date less than 1700th year, the date time is not accepting.
Okay.
So in that scenarios, you have to set the date time. Okay, this is what kind of interview question they will ask. What is the difference between date time and date time? Okay,
Okay.
and so what are the aggregate functions, what are the string functions, what are the date functions? So you have to know, right? Aggregate sum of minimum, max, average, count, all these aggregate functions. The string function, there is a lot of string functions, left, right. Substring is the main
Yeah.
uses function. Okay, and the char index, so what is the main purpose of the char index?
Char index will use to find the
Position of a character.
position of the character in the string.
Yes. So one tricky thing here is, for example, if you go to the SQL Server, connect. So in one of the character, I'm going to take the BA database or MSBA database. Okay. So I'm going to declare one variable. Declare at the rate of employee name varchar, you can assign 100, and the value I'm going to assign here is RAMA. Okay, so I'm going to use one function, that is char index function. Select char index. Okay, so this variable,
Hmm.
and what value you are going to set here, the set string you have to put first, a, in which character you are going to search, in this variable. So if you are executing this one, the position it is coming 2, right? A.
Hmm.
But what about this, the second A, in the fourth position A? If it is returning always this position, I want to find out the second A position. How we can find out?
Hmm.
So the third parameter you have to enter. So what I'm going to do here, so you have to start the setting from third character.
Okay.
If you're keeping third, it will return, sorry, 4, right? The position of A is 4. So this char index function having 3 parameters. Okay, if you want to set the operation, you can you can write down the position, from which position you want to start the setching. So then it is starting from the MA. Okay, so that is about the char index function. So do you have any idea about the null if function?
Hmm. Null is no.
No, right? So what this null if is doing, for example, it is trying to compare two values. Select, so this is RAM and this is RAM. If both are same, sorry, null if function you have to write down. So both values, you are specifying here two values, right? If both are same, it will return null. It is trying to compare two columns, okay? And if the values are same, it will return null. If the values are not same, then it will return the first value it will return.
Okay.
Okay, the null if function means if the both values are same, then I want to return the null if. And one more function is coolsec.
Yeah, this function I know.
What is the usage of this function?
This function will return to suppress null values. We use these functions. Coalesce is null function, and one more thing is the case statements. And this coalesce function, it will return the first occurrence of the not non-null value.
Yes. So, for
Suppose if
example,
the first name and last name is there,
yeah.
the first name is null, then it will return the last name.
Right. So, in the real-time scenario, this coolsec function where we are using, for example, if you have a customer table, okay, customer number, customer name. So obviously for the customer, first we are going to prefer mobile number, right? And
Okay.
LAN number and office number. Okay. For example, this particular person don't have the mobile number. Okay. I'm going to find out to put these three columns here. If this particular person 100 and the name is Ram and the number is 9885 something and the LAN number is something and office number is something. So what it is trying to do, first it is trying to find out the mobile number, okay, because you are mentioning the first column, first preference for this column, okay. If this particular person having mobile number, then it will return the mobile number. If this particular person don't have any mobile number, then if it is null, then he will jump into LAN number.
Mhm.
Even this person don't have a LAN number, it will jump into the office number. So main agenda here is we have to find out at least one more contact information.
Yes.
Got it? We have to find out at least one contact information. So the first preference we are giving mobile number and then LAN number and office number. Okay. So this is about the callsec function. And you have idea about the substring function, right?
Yes.
Select substring. What is this substring is doing? So if you want to find out any string or MSBI demo, okay, so in this MSBI demo, so from which position to which position you want to find out, you want to take the string from this position. What is the position number? I want to take the substring of demo. M is the first position, S2, B3, I4, this is 5, sixth position. Okay, from 6 to how many number of characters you want to find out? 4 characters. So here it is only 8 characters. You can easily identify the position of D, right? If it is a 1,000 lines of the line, so definitely it is difficult, right? So what you have to do, you have to write down the char index function. The position of this particular D, it will return the number. Okay, the char index function. So you have to write down by using char index function and substring function. You can use and you can find out the substring, the combination of substring and char index. Okay, they
Okay.
will ask some question based on the substring and char index. And in the date time functions,
Mm-hmm.
you have idea about the date add and the date difference, right?
Yes.
So if they want to find out the month starting date, today date is 19th here, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
how to get the current date? Get date.
Get it.
So this get date is giving the current date 19th. If I want to find out the month start date, how you can find out?
Month of get date will give the month number.
Okay. So I will tell you. By using the date part function, I want to find out the number of days in the month. Current days, number of days. Right? 19th, right? 19th means total 19 days is over in the month, this month. Okay. How to find out the number of days? Date part dd. Okay. So this will give the number of days. 19 days. So what I'm going to do here, this number of days 19 days I'm going to minus from this current date by using date add function. Date add. So I'm going to minus in the dd minus this function. So this function is giving 19, right? So those 19 days I'm going to minus from the get date. So what it will give, it is giving the last month first date, sorry, last month last date. So you can simply add one date, dd comma 1. See, it is giving the this month first date. So everywhere, whenever if they are asking you how to find out the month start date by using from the current date, not only the get date, if they are giving any date, so you can write down like this way. First you have to find out the total number of days, how many days is over in that particular date. Okay. And you can simply minusing that number of days from the current date. So today the total 19 days are over, you can minusing the 19 days from this get date. Okay. And so if you're minusing the 19 days, it will jump into the last month last day. So you can simply add 1. The same way, if they want to find out the last date of that particular month, so we are in 19th, right? If you want to find out the last date of the month, how you can find out? So you are getting up to start month start date. So you can simply write down so instead of so up to here you are finding the last month last date, 31st. If you are adding 1 month for this one, date add comma 1 comma this one. Okay. So it is giving the last month. Did you understand what I did here?
Yes.
I have taken the number of days from the current date. Okay, this is the, it is giving the 19. Okay, so these 19 days I'm going to minus from this get date. Get date means today date is 19th February. If you are minusing 19 days, that means it will jump into the last month last date, 31st. So I'm going to add 1 month here. So it will add the this month last, if you're adding exact 1 month. Okay, this is also one kind of interview question they will ask. Okay, clear, right?
Okay.
So do you have any idea about the case when function?
What is that?
Case when function.
Yeah.
So case when function we are using for choosing a particular value. If the condition is satisfying, then it will display that particular value. If the condition is not satisfying, so it will jump into the next selection. Okay, so that is the case when function. This is also very useful function we are using in the SQL Server. Okay, and the basic questions if they want to ask, What is the difference between truncate, delete, drop, and the difference between having and where class? So what is the difference between this truncate delete group?
Yeah, um, truncate will remove the data from the table, but the physical table is still there, but it will remove the only data.
Okay,
And while dropping the table means it will drop the physical existence of the data as well as the physical table also.
okay,
And delete means it will delete the data on a particular condition. If
okay,
you say select the star from
right,
if you say select delete from table, then it will delete the entire data. But if you give the particular condition, based on that condition only it will delete the data, but as well as truncate it will delete without any condition.
right. So even this delete statement without condition, it is deleting all the information, right?
Yes.
So then what is the difference between this delete and truncate? Instead of using the truncate, you can use the delete also, right?
But in truncate we don't use any conditions, right? But in delete statements we can use some
No,
other
in the
conditions.
delete statement also, you can write down without using any delete from EMP.
Yeah,
The
it will delete the data completely.
same thing if you are using for truncate also,
Hmm.
table EMP. Then what is the difference between these two statements? Now instead of you are creating a truncate, so you can use delete only for right. If you want to use the condition, you can use. You can use. If you don't want to use the condition, you can. You don't want to use, right? Then what is the difference?
Yes.
So the difference is this truncate statement will remove the data permanently. Once you are truncating, you can't roll back that.
Oh,
But the delete statement, it is not deleting the data permanently. Okay. So whatever the information, whatever the data it is removed, that will store into log file.
okay.
Okay. In the database, whenever you are creating any database, there are two files will come. Okay. One is main data file, that is .mdf file, and the second one is log file. The log file in the sense these kind of transactions, whenever you are deleting or whenever you are doing anything, so that unnecessary information is stored into log file. The mdf file means it is storing all the tables data, whatever the information.
Okay.
Okay. And also one more thing, do you have any idea about the identity column?
Identity. Yeah, identity column um, is it will increment.
Yes.
If no need to insert the data into that particular column. If you depending on the seed value, it will increment the
Right. So once
column.
you are applying a incremental, sorry, identity column on a particular identity property on a particular column, whenever you are creating a table, okay, so automatically it will insert the data.
Yeah.
For example, if you are trying to insert the 10 rows, it will insert for that particular column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? For example, if you want to delete a record from this table, for example, if you
Mm-hmm.
are deleting the 10th record, okay, so after you are deleting again, you are going to insert one more record. So what number it will take?
Take 11 number. It won't give the 10 number. It will give the 11 number.
Yes. What is the reason? Do you have any idea?
Reason I don't know.
Yeah, I will tell you. The reason is the delete statement is not deleting the data permanently. That's why it is taking the 11. If you are truncating, then it will start from the first record onwards because it is permanently removing the data, whatever the data existing in the your table. Okay, that is the difference between delete and truncate.
Okay.
Okay, the drop it can remove all the tables permanently with the structure and also the data inside. So what is the difference between the where class and having class?
Um, where class we use in select statement or insert or an update statement, and having we use only in the select statement. And also we'll use this having clause in after the grouping related with the grouping class.
Right. So this having class and where class both are we are using in condition.
Filtering.
Yes, filter condition. Okay, but the position is different. And the purpose also, this where condition you can write down on a simple columns and a normal rows, but this having class you have to filter the data on grouping items. Okay, for
Yes.
example, if I'm going to write down one select count of count star comma employee number from emp table. Okay, and here you can write down where condition, where department number equal to 10. Okay, and so it will display only department number 10th information. See, it is giving this error because you have to mention in the group by class emp number. Okay, right. So it is giving the information. These are the three employees having employee. So for example, I'm going to take department number wise only. You have to specify. So this department number 10 only having 3. For example, if I'm going to write down the filter condition in 10 comma 20. See, it is giving these two only, but actually I have one more department number also, 30th department, but I am filtering the data here. So, and one more filter I want to put, that is if the number of employees, the count of employees is greater than 3 only, I want to take the data. So how you can write down? So you have to write down having class only, having count of star greater than 3. I'm going to execute this one. It is giving this one only because another one is equal to 3. That's why I'm going, it is taking only one row. Okay, so having class you have to use after group by only, and where class you have to use after the table name. Okay, so and if you want to order the data, you have to use order by default it is descending order. So if you want to make it ascending order, you can make ASC. Okay, if you see one thing here, the order of the query you have to write down like this way only. First you have to write down always select statement, then from statement, then where class, then group class, then having class, then order by. Got it? So always whenever you are writing any query, so you have to follow this order. Select sum of the column list, from which table, where, what is the condition, group by, and which columns you are going to do the group by, and having the condition order by, and which ascending or descending or a particular column basis. Okay, and this is the way you have to write down your SQL statement. Okay, so do you have any idea how this execution is started? Whenever this SQL server is trying to execute this SQL statement, okay, so first it will start, where it will start the execution, it will start from the from class, not from the select
Okay.
statement. So it is taking the from emp table. So whatever the data we have inside this emp table, it will take all the data. Okay,
Okay.
then after it will apply the filter condition, where condition. Okay, so it is filtering the data and it will take only department number 10 and 20 information. Okay, one level of filtering is over. After that, it will grouping the data. Okay, so after the grouping, whatever the data it is grouping, it will apply the aggregate where condition, having condition. So again, it is filtering some data. Okay, finally it will select the data. Select means it will display the information. Okay, so before it is going to display this information, it will order the data, it will sorting the data. Okay, so this is the execution flow of a SQL statement. This is the first step, second, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, this is the fifth one, and this is the last one, sixth one. Got it? But the query execution, query return syntax format is 1 2 3 4 5 6, but the execution format is this one is the first and this is the last one. Okay, so this is about
Okay.
execution order of a SQL statement. And if you are coming to the next constraints, right? What are the constraints we have in SQL Server? What do you,
Primary key.
what is the
Sorry.
meaning of the constraints?
Uh, Constraint is nothing but to identify the columns. We will use this constraint to identify the data.
Right. So whenever you are creating any table, okay, if you are applying these constraints on a particular column, so it is trying to validate the data before you are going to insert. What kind of validation? Based on your constraint. Okay, for example, if you are putting a primary key constraint, what is the meaning of the primary key? It is not allowing any duplicate values, right? And at the same time, it is not allowing any even single null value also.
Yes.
Got it? And one more constraint, unique key constraint.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between the primary key constraint and unique key constraint?
Unique key constraint also um, it will accept only one null value, and uh, the data should be unique queue. But a table can have multiple unique key constraint and only one primary constraint. Because if suppose if you take the table of person table,
Okay.
person name, person ID, and person phone number, person passport number, everything will be there. This passport number is also unique queue. So at that time we'll use that unique key constraint for the passport number and Aadhaar card, whatever it is, where only one primary constraint, person ID or something.
Right. So whenever you are answering a question in interviews, so you have to tell like this way. For each question, you have to take one example.
Okay.
If you are telling what is primary key is nothing but it is not allowing duplicates and it is uh, not allowing any null values. If you are stopping here, yes, a 1 year person also can answer this question. Okay, as a
Okay.
8 years of candidate, you have to take one example and you have to explain them clearly, slowly.
Okay.
Okay, because if you are explaining them clearly and slowly, so you can avoid, you can so you can get very less number of questions from that particular people, because mostly they are spending half an hour to 45 minutes only for the interview. Okay, so if you are telling the answers slowly, clearly, then definitely they don't, the number of questions coming from the interviewer is very less.
Okay.
Don't answer very speedily. Okay, tell to them slowly and clearly, right? Okay, fine. So what are the constants we have in a SQL Server? Primary key, foreign key. What is the foreign key?
Foreign key also, it's primary key of another table, but we'll use this foreign key to link two tables. Suppose employee table is there and department table is there, and department ID is the uh, primary key in the department table, whereas a department ID is a foreign key in employee table. By using those foreign key, will link these two tables and will get the required information.
Right. So what is the usage of this foreign key relationship? Why we are creating this foreign key relationship?
To connect to the different tables,
Yeah, you
to
can
merge
connect.
two.
You can connect without foreign key primary key relationship. Also, you can join the tables, right?
Yeah, you can join the table, but you will get different data. When you're using that primary key constraint, no, foreign key constraint, then you will filter the data, whatever the data which is matching in both the tables only will get it.
Yes.
If the
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
for example, we have department table and employee table. Okay. So that department table having department number. Okay. This is the primary key column. And in the employee table also department number, so that department number column is the foreign key column for this department number, sorry, department table department number primary key column. Okay, so whenever you are trying to insert a department number for employee table department number column, so that data should be existing in your department table department number column.
Yes,
For example, you have in a department table, department number 10, 20, 30. So whenever you are inserting the information into your employee table department number, so definitely that should be existing like 10 or 20 or 30 only. If you are trying to insert 40, it is not allowing.
yes,
That is the usage of the foreign key relationship. So mostly these primary key, foreign key, unique key, okay, and check constraint and default constraint and is null constraint, all these constraints why we are using, we are trying to avoid unnecessary information and we are going to make some rules on this particular table and particular columns before we are going to insert the information. Okay,
okay.
so what is this subquery?
Subquery is nothing but a query inside the query.
Right, so how many kinds of subqueries we have? Non-correlated subquery and correlated.
Okay.
Okay, what is the meaning of non-correlated and the meaning of correlated subquery? The non-correlated mean, so the query inside one query you told, right? For example, select star from emp, okay, where department number equal to, so equal to, so here you are going to write down one more query, select department number from dept table. Okay, it will display the information. So why it is coming the subquery written more than one value? So you are trying to make here equal. Equal means it is taking only single value. Instead of equal, you can make it in operator. Okay. So one thing if you observe in the non-correlated subquery, so this is the subquery. This is the main query. So in non-correlated query, correlated subquery, always the inner query will return a value to outer query.
Yes.
So based on that result, whatever the value is coming in the where condition, so it will take and the main query will give the result. So this is the only one directional from inside to outside. But if you're coming to the correlated subquery, okay. So I want to find out the these top salaries, for example, top third salary by using correlated subquery. How to find out this top third correlated subquery, uh, top third or top one or top two or top four, any kind of. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to write down select star from emp, alias name this I'm going to give e1. Okay, where which number of salary you want to find out, top second salary I want to find out, equal to bracket open select count of, first see how I'm writing the query, count of salary from the same table emp table as e2. Okay, where e1 dot salary less than or equal to e2 dot salary. Okay,
Okay.
not less than, greater than. This is the top second highest salary from low end. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, this is the e2 dot, this is the e1 dot. Okay, right, first we will see the data. The second highest salary is almost 3000. Okay, so select star from emp table where the second highest salary equal to, select count of salary from emp as e2 greater than or equal to e2 salary. So it is taking from the lowest value. Wait, I will explain you how this query is working. Sorry, you have to take distinct e2 dot e1 dot. Okay, this is greater than. So this is the second highest salary. Wait, greater than or equal to. Right. So now it's coming, right? The 3000 is the second highest salary, but there are two peoples for the second highest salary. For example, if you want to find out the first highest salary, you can give 1. That is 5000 is the first highest salary. If you want to find out the third highest salary, you can take this one 2975. Right. How this query is working? First, it will execute the outside query. Okay, and so once this is executing the first outside query, it will give all the entire data, right, in this table. So first it will take the first row. Okay, in the first row what is the salary? 800. Okay, so the 800 is coming and replace here because e1 dot salary we are going to replace here 800. So the condition it will check. What is the condition? E2 dot salary. E2 means EMP table, the same table. How many number of salaries are greater than or equal to 800? So there is a lot of salaries, 1600 greater than 1250 and 2975 1250. There is almost 7 to 8, right? So then it will give the number as 7. So is 3 equal to 7? No. So that's why it is not giving any result. So then immediately it will take one more record, that is 1600. Now it will check with the 1600. So again it is trying to find out how many number of salaries are greater than 1600. So in this way it is trying to find out for the all the records up to 3000. Okay.
Okay.
So it will give. So one thing if you observe here, first the outer query will execute and it will give one record to here, and based on this condition again this will give a record to outer query. So whatever the result is coming here, the outer query will execute the result. It will display the result. So this is a two directional. First outer query will give result to inner query, and based on the condition satisfaction the inside query will give a result to outer query. So you have to remember the syntax of this query. Okay, because if they were asking I want a top second highest salary by using correlated subquery,
Mm-hmm.
you have to write down like this way. Okay. So you know one thing, you have some databases, right? System database, master, model, MSDB, TempDB, right? Do you have
Mm-hmm.
any idea what is the purpose of these four databases? The master database, it is the heart of this SQL server. If you don't have this
Mm-hmm.
database, you can't log in. The reason,
Yeah.
because all the login information and everything is stored in the master database. Whenever you are trying to log in, so you are giving username and password, right? So that it will authenticate inside this master database whether that username and password is correct or not. If you don't have master database, it can't authenticate and you can't log in, right? What is a model database? The model database, you can, whenever you are creating your own database, for example MSBI database. So if you are trying to
Mm-hmm.
create MSBI database, it will take the copy of model database. This is the source for every database. Okay.
Okay.
And if for example in the model database you have two tables, so whenever you are creating a new user defined database, those two tables also copied into this new databases. Okay, so that is about the model. TempDB means whatever the execution, for example if you are trying to execute the values, execute this query, definitely it required some temporary database, so that will store inside the, until the operation is over, it is using this tempdb. MSDB, it is storing the SQL server agent jobs and schedule related information. Okay,
Okay.
right. So do you have idea about the union and unional?
Yes.
So what is the difference between the union and unional?
Um, Unions is nothing but joining the tables. Difference is union all. In union, we'll get the filtered data. If suppose if data is matching in both the table A and table B, then we'll get only one set of the data, only that matching data, only one set of the data. Whereas in union all, instead of matching or non-matching, it will pull the data from table A and it will pull the data from the table B.
Yes, so I have two tables. Select star from EMP. Okay, so this table is given total 14 rows. I want to club this data with some other 14 rows. Okay, select star from EMP only again. If I want to club both data sets, 14 rows coming from this query, first query, 14 rows coming from the second query. If you are using union all, that means it is just combining both and will give the 28 rows, whether it is a similar number of data, similar kind of data or not. Okay. But if you are making union, it will remove the duplicates and it will show only distinct values.
Yes.
Okay, it will give distinct values only. So it is trying to remove duplicate values, the union. Okay, in the performance point of view, union all is more fast, because it is not doing any sortings and it is not doing any duplication removal, but this union all is removing the duplicates. Okay, and some of the keywords in SQL Server is top keyword, distinct keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are all the keywords, right? And what is the usage of top keyword? If you want to find out the top 10 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows, you can use top keyword. Distinct, it will give the without duplicate values,
Yes.
right? And between operator
Mm-hmm.
and or and arithmetic operators. Okay, so these are all less than, greater than, equal, not equal. These are all the arithmetic operators in SQL Server. Okay, and the next one is ranking analytical function. What are the analytical functions we have in SQL Server? Row number, right? Rank and density rank. What this row number and rank, density rank, these functions are doing?
No, I don't have idea. Row number will give.
Yes, so this row number function will give the sequence number. Okay, for example, if I'm writing select star from EMP, okay, so this having total 14 rows, right? So I want to generate a sequence number 1 2 3 4 5 like this way. Okay, I want to write down one row number, row underscore number, okay, over keyword you have to write down, over order by, you can write down any column, EMP number wise. And which order you are going to write down this one? Descending order. So the column name I am going to write down row number. See, it is giving 1 2 3 4 5 6 based on the sequence. 7934 is the least value. That is descending order. Now, if you are making this is ascending order, okay, it will give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 like this. Okay, so this will give the row number for entire table level. For example, if I want to give this row number based on each department wise. See, the department number 20, department number 30, department number. So for the department number 20, I have 4 to 5 rows, 5 employees. For each department wise, I want to give the row number. Okay, so you can do the partition by. Partition by and which column?
Department number.
Department number. See, under the department number 10, there are 3 employees, 1, 2. Under the department number 20, there are 5 employees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Okay.
Under the, so if you want to do the partition on the particular column wise, you can write down the partition. So basically, the thing here is we want to find out the sequence number, row number. So by using this one, you can find out duplicate values also, right?
Okay.
How to find out the duplicate value? For example, if you want to find out if there is any, come here, if there is any employee number more than one time, so you can do the partition on employee number. See, all the row number is coming 1111 because we are doing the partition based on the employee number column. So each employee number is only having one time. If it is having two times, more than one time, it is giving one, and the sequence number for the next one is two, right?
Yes.
If you have the row number more than one, then definitely that is a duplicate value. So you can delete that value. Okay. So if an interviews, they will ask a question like how to find out the duplicate values, and how to find out the top second salary or fourth salary or fifth salary. These are the basic questions they will ask in most of the interviews.
Okay.
Okay.
So to ask the question, I need to say what function I am using, or I had to explain the
Yes.
query.
So we have a different ways. For example, if you want to find out the duplicate values, you can find out like this way also. Select count employee number, comma EMP number from EMP table, group by EMP number. Select count star EMP number. See, all are coming 1111 only because each employee number having only one time. Okay, if it is greater than one, then definitely that is a duplicate value. So these are the two ways you can find out the duplicate values. Okay, what about this
Like
rank function? Yeah, tell me.
that in interview, so we can do this. We can find the duplicate
You
values
can
by
tell,
using
you
the.
can tell both ways. Okay, you can tell to
Okay.
them both ways. Yes, we can find out the duplicate values in this particular two ways. Okay, you can explain them both ways.
Okay.
Okay, and what about this rank and density rank function? Okay, if you want to give the ranks, how? By using rank function. Okay, right, you just copy this one and you just delete this partition by things, and I want to give the ranks based on the salary. Okay, this is rank. The function name is rank function.
Mhm.
Okay, if you are executing this one, see, 800 is coming the first rank because you are making this is an ascending order. So I want to give this is in descending order. Right? So 5000 is the top highest salary. 5000. Okay? First rank.
Okay.
And 3000 having two employees having 3000. See, 3000, 3000. So that's why it is giving second rank for these two people. Okay? And if you're coming to the
Okay.
next one, actually it should give third rank, right?
Yeah.
But it is giving the rank as a fourth.
Mhm.
There is a gap in between this because that second rank has two people for the this nomination. There are two people are coming for the second rank. That's why it is giving a rank number for the third one is a fourth. So that is the drawback of this rank function. If are you using the denser rank function, I'm going to copy this one. Denser rank. Okay, this is, you can execute. It will give the correct number, third rank.
Okay.
Okay, that is the difference between the denser rank and rank function. So this rank function will maintain the gaps. This denser rank is not maintaining any gaps into in between the ranks.
Okay.
At what time it is maintaining the gaps? If there are people more than one. Okay, these are the three analytical functions in SQL Server. You can find out the row number, and you can write down the row number, and you can find out the ranks based on the salaries, or for a students on the marks. Okay, those are the analytical functions. Okay, so the next topic is we have to discuss is views. Sorry, the first one is joins, right? So what are the joins? What is the main purpose of the joins? Chaitanya, tell me
Yeah.
what is the main purpose of the joins?
Joins will use to join two or multiple tables, and we have inner join. There are different types of joins: inner join, outer join, cross join, left outer join, right outer join. These are the types of the joins available. And if it is an inner join, means if the data is matching in the both, whatever the data is matching in both the tables, only it will pull the data.
Okay,
And left, yeah, left outer join means matching rows between the both the table, and unmatched rows from the left table, whatever the left table. Right outer join means matching rows between the both the tables, and unmatched rows from the right table. And cross join is nothing but irrespective of matching or unmatching, it will give the Cartesian product of the two tables.
right, 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 right. So by using these joins, we can join the both tables or more than two tables, and you can fetch the different columns from the different tables. Inner join, it is equal, whatever the records match, those records it will take. And left join, it will take the left side data. And right join, it will take all the data from right side table. Whatever the records match from the left side, it will take that matched records. If it is not matching, it will display the null values. Okay, and full outer join, it is nothing but it will take all the data from left side and right side both.
Yeah.
And cross join, it is just multiplying the Cartesian product. Okay,
Yeah.
so the remaining topics we will discuss in the
uh, Pardon, Ram, did you say something?
so the remaining topics we will discuss in the tomorrow session.